what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Naruto Explained, and today we're going to be doing something dangerous. We're going to be doing a follow-up to the earlier installment of the Ninja Clan Handbook, where I talked about the Uzumaki Clan, and in that video I gave you guys a challenge. I said, hey man, if you crazy sons of a bitches will hit the like button 1,000 times, if you can just hit it 1,000 times, I'll do a video on actually hit it more than 1,000 times. I totally underestimated your ability to smash the like button, so I have to concede you guys totally have the high ground. However, with all that being said though, let's go ahead and start discussing every single Uzumaki sealing jutsu that's ever been created. We have one unnamed sealing jutsu that the leader of the Uzumaki clan during the time when Hashirama was alive, one of the sealing jutsu that he himself had that was super famous is a sealing jutsu where after he weaves the hand signs, he puts his hand onto the ground, and once this happens, anything that is caught up in the actual sealing formula itself is sealed inside of the sealing formula. And this isn't just something that just kind of speaks to only sealing away people, but the Uzumaki also have sealing jutsu like this that is so powerful that entire biju can be sealed away inside of them as well. You can also use this in a supplemental range as well as in a defensive manner to seal away attacks. And I think that that's something where when you look at Minato's Flying Thunder God Guiding Thunder Jutsu, that jutsu works in a similar way to where anything caught inside of that space-time barrier that Minato's able to create is sealed away and teleported to another space. This sealing jutsu works in a similar manner. Now, a sealing jutsu that many of you guys are going to be familiar with is going to be the 8 trigram sealing jutsu. So for this one, this is another sealing jutsu that is used by the Uzumaki clan primarily to seal away large objects, large enemies, and in the case of the biju, it can actually seal away biju. Now, this seal, what makes it so special is that it has 2 4-pronged seals on top of it. The way that this works is that the 2 seals don't fully overlap each other, and this allows them to seal away whatever it is that the Uzumaki is targeting at that time. However, what makes this sealing jutsu so different than any of the other sealing jutsu that exists in Naruto is that it works just a little bit differently, and it's super complex to pull off, and you're about to see why. Now, if the 2 sets of 4 seals don't actually overlap one another, what's going to happen is say object A that gets sealed inside of object B, that object's chakra is going to slowly mix over time into the actual chakra of person B. That is something right there that is really insane when you think about it, because it's something that is basically going to give you a gradual boost in power over time. But there is a drawback to this. So the more of the actual chakra that does get fed over into object B eventually causes weaken. Minato created a key that will be used to strengthen the seal if the need ever arose for it. Now, moving on to the next sealing jutsu that the Uzumaki clan has, they also have their Animatium sealing chains. Now, these are the chains that Kushina Uzumaki has. However, these are also chains that only can be used by the members of the Uzumaki clan who possess the special chakra that is very rare inside of the clan. So not every Uzumaki clan member has these chains, but the ones that do possess some really overpowered abilities, and when you really look at them, they really start to remind you of the sealing chains that you saw Obito use when Obito gained access to the Rinnegan. Which is a bit of a side note, given the fact that Kushina's got some chains that she can use, you can bet your ass that Minato was probably into some really freaky stuff into the bedroom. So the way that these chains are made is that the user makes these chains from their own chakra, and they often emerge from their body. Now, when this happens, it wraps it around whoever it is that they are targeting, and these chains are extremely powerful enough that even the full version of the Nine Tails could not actually destroy it. And another thing to kind of keep in mind is the fact that these chains are actually able to bind somebody's chakra as well, which likely played a huge role in why the QB couldn't actually break free of those chains. But that says a lot about Kushina, that she was able to pump out enough chakra on her deathbed after giving birth to her child on top of that, which childbirth is very extremely taxing on a woman's body, to be able to pump out that much chakra to make those chains that can actually restrain and seal part of the QB's chakra and then keep the QB from using his chakra to actually break free of those chains. That says a lot about Kushina. Hands down, that might be best girl in the series. However, there is a bit of a difference between the actual Animatium chains that Kushina uses and the ones that Karin Uzumaki uses. So So with Karin Uzumaki's chains, they're a little bit different given the fact that they're not actually at a complete level like Kushina's. Now, most impressively is when you get to the Reaper Death Seal. Now, what makes the Reaper Death Seal so deadly is that when in the hands of somebody that's truly skilled and truly understands how to use the jutsu, as well as somebody that has enough chakra to fully perform the jutsu, it can also be used at a long range. Now, when you go to Hiruzen Sarutobi, when Hiruzen used this jutsu, Hiruzen had to actually get close up on the person and use shadow clones in order to use it against multiple people at the same time. He had to be in close contact. Minato, on the other hand, was able to do so from an actual distance, and this is partially because, again, Minato was directly taught the sealing jutsu by Kushina, and Minato obviously had a larger chakra pool than the 70-year-old Hiruzen Sarutobi had at that time. Not to mention the fact that Hiruzen, most of his physical strength had already left his body due to having to fight Orochimaru. Minato didn't exactly get off easy as well, but at the end of the day, Minato was still in his prime youthful years, so your physical strength, your chakra pool, your skill level with the jutsu, all that theoretically plays a part in whether or not you're able to exceed the distance limitations that we first saw using the jutsu when Hiruzen used it, given the fact that Minato was a considerable distance away. Now, once you actually use the sealing jutsu, there are a few things that actually happen. So part of your actual soul is being ripped out of your body and sacrificed to the Reaper Death God. Then at that point, the person that has their soul or part of their soul eaten is within moments of this happening, the Reaper Death God reaches out and the Reaper Death God is able to get a hold of the soul of whoever's being sealed away inside of it. And unfortunately, the caster and the person whose soul is being sealed away, they both wind up in the belly of the Reaper Death God, and that means that neither one of them are going to be able to go to ninja heaven. So if you've ever had dreams of being surrounded by the most luscious of the boobies in the world, you ain't gonna see that. You're gonna see meatballs and sausage links where you're going. Now, finally, you also have the double tetragram seal. Now, with this seal here, this one is one that's stated to be extremely complex to be able to use. So basically, the jutsu caster applies the formula seal onto an object or a person, and then they seal a large quantity of chakra, or they seal an actual enemy inside of the actual seal. Now, while we don't have a long list of Uzumaki sealing jutsu, mostly because of so little information actually being out there about the clan, because the clan itself was wiped out, the sealing jutsu that we do know that the Uzumaki clan were in possession of are hands down some of the most deadliest, as well as some of the most complex sealing jutsu that exists in Naruto. A great example would be how even Killer Bee takes a look at the sealing formula that's on Naruto's body, and Killer Bee says that that's more complex than anything that he's ever seen in the Hidden Cloud Village, which really does make you sit there and wonder what other crazy sealing jutsu did the Uzumaki clan have, if sealing jutsu like this were enough that people felt threatened enough that they had to gang up in order to wipe out the clan. However, that's gonna be it for this video today, guys. Let me know which of these Uzumaki sealing jutsu do you want Naruto, or do you want Boruto or Himawari to learn? Let me know down in the comment section below. But so always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.